So SQL Server is what? SQL Server is a engine. Okay, SQL Server is a engine, and SSMS is a tool where engine can store the data. Okay, to manage this data, we need SSMS, and also to manage this, we need to write some language. So that is your SQL. Okay, so this is very important. This flow you need to remember. So people used to tell, I know SSMS. Okay, so nothing wrong. So you might be knowing SSMS. On what database you worked on? So you should tell SQL Server database. Okay, so what is there in this SQL Server? It's an engine where it stores the data. Okay, remember this. So this tool is only for managing. Okay, this tool is only for storing the data. Okay, this is very important when you are learning something. Okay, so clear till here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So did you guys install SSMS on SQL Server? I think Srikanth has already installed. So how about
Yeah.
others? Imran, Pawan?
Installed, bro.
Install, sir.
So you installed, Pawan.
Install, sir.
Okay, Imran, you said install, right?
Install, sir.
Okay. Who is? So we have Jyoti haven't installed. Okay, so Jyoti, can you share your screen?
Yes, sir.
So I'll just show you like how to install the softwares as well in this session.
ఒకవేళ ఏమన్నా తీసుకొచ్చి ఉన్నాయి అనుకో ఈవినింగ్ నాకు ఫోన్ చేసి చెప్పాను లేదంటే వాట్సాప్ లో మెసేజ్ చేసి చూసుకుంటాను. ఓకే, ఆఫీస్ లో ఫోన్ల కన్నా మెసేజ్ ఎక్కువ.
Go to Chrome. Yeah. Type SQL Server download. So whoever is not installed, please try to install the software by seeing this. Okay. So this video will be uploaded to YouTube. You can refer the same video again. Okay. So click on the first link. We know that if you have not installed, please install.
I will.
And Anand as well. Okay. So here you can see developer edition, right?
Yeah.
So this developer edition we are going to install because the other versions required the license. So download. Yeah, go to open in folder. Go with custom. Yeah, install. Click on install. Click on the installation in the left panel, installation. Click on the first link, new SQL Server standalone. Yes. So it will check for the updates anyway. Okay, click on next. So you can see the warning on the firewall, so that can be ignored. So click on the next. Okay, so here you are not going to change anything. So here this is related to the free edition. So if you drop down in the first option, you can see the other options as well. So enterprise and evaluation. So we are not express and other things. So we are not going with those things. So we are going with the developer edition. So click on next. Accept and next. So here we have a lot of services. Whenever the new releases comes, like there will be a lot of services getting included to this. So as of now, we are not going to select everything. So whatever is required for us, only we'll use those things. So click on the first checkbox, database engine. So come down, scroll down. You have analysis services. Okay, so that's it. We don't need any other things because we are not going to work on Python, R scripting, machine learning, or anything else. Click on next. See, this is not only for Power BI. So this SQL Server engine is used for storage, and also this has a lot of features. Might be using different developers for different purpose. Okay, so that is the reason whatever is required for us, we are going to use only those things. Only database engine and SQL analysis services is required for us. We are going to use that. So by default, your engine will be MS SQL Server. You can see that, right? So if you want to have any named instance, you need to select the second option and you can give your own name. But I always suggest go with the MS SQL Server initially. When you want to install it again on top of this, so then you give your named instance. Obviously, it won't take the default instance. It will ask for the new name for it. So as of now, click next. Okay, so it is SQL Server browser disabled. So whenever you switch on your machine, okay, so all the services whichever you have selected, so these services will get automatically switch on. Otherwise, it will be in the disabled mode. So even though if it is in the disabled mode, we can go and switch on this from the services. Okay, so change it to automatic. The top one, SQL Server agent. Yeah, click on next. Not required. So click on the add current user. So this is the authentication which we are going to do. So click on add current user. So it will take some time, wait. What is this authentication is like how you are going to log in to this particular server. So that is important. So that you are going to get it from this particular information. So this current user. Funny is the main admin user where he will be having the full control on this SQL server. Okay, on this SQL server. You can add more users as well. In your real time, you'll be working with Active Directories. There will be a lot of employees, lot of colleagues you'll be working with. So those colleagues' name also can be entered. So, but it depends. Okay, so in your organization, if you are the admin, other people should not have the admin access, then those people shouldn't add over here. Okay, so these peoples have administrative access. You can see next to this box, SQL Server administrators have unrestricted access to the database engine. So this person should have unrestricted, no restrictions, full access will be there for this Funny. Okay, so every system has a name, so that name will be added as a current user. Okay, so click on next. That is for SQL Server. So yesterday we have discussed about OLTP and OLAP, right? If you remember. So OLTP is the first one where you have added a current user. So OLTP is the second one. So now you can see the database tabular model. So this is your OLAP. So here again you click on add current user and click on next. So now your installations will get started. So these are all the services which is showing on the top are going to get installed. So click on install, it will start install. So now can someone other till this get installed? So can someone others share the screen so that I'll be showing the other software to be installed. So Jyoti is sharing now. So can Vinod share your screen so you can install SSMS?
It's MacBook, bro. Somehow a little bit difficult.
Yeah, Mac should
Okay.
install some add-ons. So then only you can install all these things. So you just search in Google like what add-ons should be there before you install these things. Okay.
Okay, I'll watch
So,
this video and after that I will install.
yeah, I'll share one video with you.
Mm.
So based on that, you can install the softwares in MacBook as well.
Okay.
So who is Dell with the name Dell? Who is this?
Hello, Anna. This is Anand, Anna.
Yeah, Anand. So
It's login problem, Anna. అంటే ఫస్ట్ లాగిన్ చేస్తే పిన్నింటి వెంకటేశ్వర వచ్చింది. అది
it's okay, no problem. So నువ్వు ఈ ల్యాప్టాప్ నీదేనా ఇది?
నాదే అన్న.
సో నీ ల్యాప్టాప్ అయితే షేర్ చేయి స్క్రీన్ ని.
హలో Hello.
Hello. Are you guys there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Jyoti, can you share your screen back? Does it got installed?
Sir, it's been installed.
Yeah, can you share your screen? Yeah, good. Can you go to Chrome again? Yeah, type SSMS download. There itself, you can type SSMS download. Yeah. That got installed, right? Did you got a message like successfully installed?
Yes, sir. Okay.
That's good. So yeah, click on the first link. So come down. No, come down here. Yeah. So you go up. Slowly, go up. You can see free download for SQL Server Management Studio. Click on that. Yeah, open the software. Go to downloads and click on it. Yeah, click on install. Almost done. So now you have installed SQL Server Engine and you have a tool SSMS which reads the or which you can manage the SQL Server data, whatever the data you have it in the SQL Server by using SQL Server Management Studio. Okay, so you have this latest versions has what is there. The new features are Azure databases also can be connected. Okay, so cloud databases from Microsoft also can be connected over here. So with this SSMS, you can write DAX in this. Okay, you can write MDX language. Okay, DAX language, SQL language. And also one more is DMX. Okay, so data mining expressions. So these things you can write in this tool. Okay, so all these things by using these languages, your data can be managed. Okay, so you no need to restart now. So just close it. Yeah, just type Power BI download. Oh, you already installed Power BI. That's good.
Yes, sir.
So I'll just show you how to download the Power BI as well in the same class. Can you go to Chrome again? Yeah, just type Power BI download. Yeah, click on it. Come down. So you have go up, little bit up. So you have an option called advanced download option. Click on it. So click on the download. So now you will be having two versions. One is 64-bit and one is 34-bit. So choose 64-bit and click on next. It will get automatically downloads the file. So this is the new file which you are getting. Just wait a minute. So close the Power BI application meanwhile. Do not save. Anand, are you able to download it and install?
Yes, sir. But starting SQL Server, I forgot the. That's why I'm waiting for after video completion of the class. I will do first up to now.
Okay. So fine. So other people I think already have everything. So no issues. So Vinod, for you, it is everything you need to install the patches.
Yeah.
So if it is installed, yeah. So this is how you will get the pop-up when you are trying to install Power BI. Click on next. Even though if Power BI is already installed, no issues. Your latest version will get automatically installed if you install it again. Yeah. So no problem. Click on next. Agree. Next. Install. Okay, so I'll just show you something like what we are doing now. So that is very important. You need to understand that as well, right? So now we have installed SQL Server Engine. Okay, so by using SSMS, okay, so by using SSMS, you are going to write your queries. Whatever the data you have it in this database. Okay, so what will be there in this SQL Server Engine is a database. Okay, so there will be a database. Okay, so these databases can be managed by SSMS. So this SQL Server, okay, so here this you will be calling it as a server. What server it is? SQL Server. So we'll be having a lot of servers, okay, based on the technology. So what are the competitives we have? I told you. So Oracle is also a database. Okay, so Vertica, Teradata, okay, IBM DB2, okay. So these are all databases only. Okay, so all these databases you are going to get connect with your Power BI. There are many other, okay, so there are many other databases as well, etc. Okay, so but here you are going to connect with SQL Server. So this data you are going to connect with your Power BI. So what are the installations we have done now? So SQL Server installed first, SSMS again, and now Power BI. So these are the three tools. So for SSIS, RS, and AS, you need to install SSDT, SQL Server Data Tools. These are the tools can be used by so these tools can be installed by using SSDT. If you install SSDT, these tools will be there in that particular tool. Okay, so we'll install this later. So now it is not important for us because our more focus will be on database, SSMS, and Power BI. Okay, so this is our main focuses. Okay, so now you already installed SQL Server, right? So I'll just show you how to open SQL Server. So go to start. Okay, so where you cannot see this engine, remember that. Okay, so you already installed SQL Server. So I already told you like there is a lot of difference between SQL Server database and SSMS. So where you cannot see the SQL Server, whatever you have installed initially, this engine cannot be seen. Okay, so physically. So it is also a software where it will manage your space in your system. Okay, to store the information in a format of SQL Server. So where this engine can read, so in this format your data is going to get stored. Remember this. Obviously all the system, if you are using your system monitors anything, so if you are doing something inside your machine, so that everything will be stored in binary formats, right? Ones and zeros. So these are the two things which system can read. So in the same format, backend, it might be using the binary format. For us in the UI, it will be showing as in this format, in a readable format. So now your SSMS is going to read this. So to manage this directly, if you install SQL Server engine and you try to manage any database or something, manage in the sense like creating a database, creating a table, entering the data. So all these things comes under your management only. So this management cannot be done only with this SQL Server engine. So we need some tool. That tool is SSMS. Okay, so we need some tool. That tool is SSMS. Now what we are going to do, so we'll see how to connect this SQL Server engine which you have installed initially. So that can be connected by using your SSMS. So I'll show you that how to connect a SQL Server engine or a database with SSMS. Okay, SQL Server. So let me clear, just go back, go to start menu. Okay, click on type SSMS. You can see Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. So I have installed 18. So you guys can be installed lower versions or upper versions, but it should be compatible with your SQL Server. Fine. So the higher version of SQL Server Management Studio can read lower versions of your SQL Server. Okay, but your lower version of SQL Server Management Studio cannot read the higher versions of your SQL Server. Remember this. So just click on connect. Now you can see your connection has been established. How this has been connected? So let me go back. Just so go to file, connect Object Explorer. So click on Object Explorer. So you can see you can get a pop-up window. So wizard. So where you can see connection to the server. So connect to the server. So you need to give the what server you need to connect, whether you need to connect to a database or analysis services. While installing SQL Server, we have choose two options. If you remember, so we choose database engine and the second option is your analysis services. Hope you remember. Okay, so now here we are using database. So analysis services, reporting services, integration services. Out of this, we used database and analysis. So now I am going to use database engine. And once this is selected, so drop down here and go to browse for more and click on this toggle option. And you can see the instances, server instances can be seen over here. So now you have one engine. Okay, so now you have one engine and multiple servers can be created inside it. Did you remember there is an option where you have choose default instance, right? So that default instance is nothing but your one server. Remember that. Okay, so now if you create one more instance, then you will get one more server name over here. So as of now, I have only one instance in my system. So I choose this, click on OK. Okay, now your server name has been connected. So, and one more thing, when you are choosing this, you have an option called connect current user, right? So Windows authentication is nothing but your current user, whoever is there, so he can connect directly this server. So that is the reason I have used Windows authentication. So just click on connect. Now your server has been connected. So in this, there will be lot of other objects available. Okay, so there will be lot of other objects are available. So in this we have a database. Okay, in this we have security levels. So this management studio can be used by different teams, remember. So as a data analyst or data BI data engineer, so we concentrate most on databases. So it doesn't mean that like we don't use the other options. Okay, so if there is any requirement comes, you need to use the other options as well. Okay, so you use it for security, like to enable the roles. So I was telling you, remember, okay, so you are there, you are the admin, and with you, like there will be multiple multiple people who will be working with you, right? So when they are working, they might be not having the admin access, and as per company principles, we should not give the admin access to everybody, because there may be a chances of having data manipulations by all of those people. Okay, manipulation can be done, deletions can be done, or they may corrupt the data. So all these chances will be there. So let's say I have this server and I had given you people, so do something. So if you did something in my database, then I cannot use that data, right? So once it is gone, then gone. So we cannot bring back that information. So that is the reason. So most of the people doesn't have the admin access for this particular database. So like this, you can set the security. Okay, so let's say Vinod might be having only read access. Okay, Pawan might be having read and write access. Okay, so for other people, they can only see something. Okay, read, write, but they won't be having something where they can create, drop, truncate, all these things. So like this, there might be different objects, different roles where they can get access. Okay, so remember this. So that is the reason. So security, server objects, and there will be a lot of other things which cannot be useful for us, at least in this case I'm talking about. So maybe in future, like if there is any requirement comes, like might be using, but for us, like we are not going to use all this things. Okay, so we'll be more concentrating on the database part and SQL Server Agent. Okay, SQL Server Agent is for your automation purpose. So any confusion still here?
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
So are you guys able to understand, like, do I need to go slow?
No, sir.
It's all.
It's all good?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the server name, remember? Okay, so where you have is, this is the server name. Okay. So desktop CNS T545. So your computer name is your server name, remember? And who has connected here to this particular server is Raj. Who, whatever the name you have assigned for this, so I mean the user of this particular laptop or machine or server, so that person's name will be Raj. So that is the reason when I connect with Windows authentication, it is showing me Raj, because this is my laptop, so my name is Raj. So Raj has been connected to this particular server. Okay. So next is the database. So we'll see how to create a database today. So just click on this drop down of this database. There are many databases in my server. So these are the different databases which I have created till now. Okay. So anyway, I'll clean this by tomorrow. So no issues. But how to create a database, that we'll see. So just right click on the database folder. Here you have the database folder. Right click on this, create new database. So now you can see from here, you can give the name. Okay, so for example, Okay, so I'll give the name, and by default, this will be set over here, and click on OK. So that's it. So your training 17 has been created. So this is the database name. Okay, so otherwise, just select this on the top of your menu bar. Okay, on the top of your menu bar, here you might be having an option called new query. New query. By using this new query, you can get a new window here. Okay, so I'll just click on new query. You can see there is a window which is getting opened. Okay, so this is your window where you can write your SQL statements. So now I have the server name, right? So I have the server, I have this database. So where I am writing this queries on top of what, that we need to see. So now when I click here, you can see the another option has been automatically enabled on the menu bar, right? You can see here. Okay, so this is pointing to a database, which is a default database, we call it as. So if I click on this drop down, you might be seeing a lot of databases. So which one we have created recently? Training 17. So you can point to that database as well. Now our intention is to create a database. By default, it will be connected to what? Master. Okay, so by default, it will be connected to master. Remember this. So now you are trying to create a database by using query. How to create that? So write a statement, create database, database name. So database name, I'll give again sample 17. Okay, so you can give any name. So doesn't matter like what name you are giving. Okay, so but in your real time, it should be relevant to your project. Okay, so it should be relevant to your project. So here it is our training purpose, like we can create anything, but in your when it comes to your project, it should be very relevant. So now you can see, so create a database, database name. So whenever you are creating some objects, just keep these things inside the braces. This is the best practices, we call it as. Why we are keeping this inside the braces? Let's say you might have given some space between this. Then this statement won't work because it considers these are the two different objects. Okay, these are the two different objects. So that is the reason if you want to give spaces, better to put it in the braces if you want to give. So if you don't want to do that, so put it in with, don't give the spaces between this. Okay, remember that. So let's say, for example, if I want to write my name, so Rajendra, okay, space Prasad, space P. So now you can read easily. So if of course, this is a name, you can read it, Rajendra Prasad. So will it be possible if you want to read this together? It's very
No.
difficult, right? So Rajendra Prasad P, Rajendra P. I don't know like how to spell this properly, right? So that is the reason. So we always give spaces to understand ourselves. If you want to give spaces, you need to keep this inside the braces. Remember that. Okay, so not only this, any object you are trying to create, that should be inside the braces. What braces is the square brackets. Okay, so now to avoid the spaces, what I am doing is I'll give underscore. Okay, so nowadays few databases, if you learn SQL Server, you can work on some other databases as well. Okay, so nowadays new other databases are not allowing the spaces. So that is the reason what we do. So we always give this underscore to avoid the spaces, but still I can read this, right? Rajendra's Prasad P. So like this, if you want to give spaces between these two, so better instead of space, you give underscore. Nothing wrong. You can give square brackets as well. Fine till here.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now you just need to think, right? Only if you write, it cannot be created. Okay. So once you write some statements, you call this as a statement, SQL statement. So if you write this statement, you need to execute this. Okay. You need to execute this. Just click on an option, execute. So here is the option to execute. Okay, so click on the execute option. Else, you can click on the F5. Okay, in your keypad, there is F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, right? So if you click on F5, it automatically executes this statement. But remember, so if you have multiple statements, this is one statement. Okay, so if you have like this, multiple statements here, so all statements will get execute if you click on directly execute. Okay, so that is the reason better always choose the statement which is required for you and click on execute. So once I click on execute, you can see the command completed successfully. Whatever the execution statement, so that command has been completed. So now I'll go to the database, right click and click on refresh. Now you can see somewhere sample 17. So you can see this here. Sample 17. So this is how you can create a database in SQL Server by using SSMS.